And I ain't seen how you doing. You gonna see me. You can't miss my big ass. Over here talking about you a musician and shit.
All right, let's get it started.
All right, let's get this over and get this queued up and now.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, welcome back to Triad Hip Hop Podcast, episode 238. I counted this time.
238.
Yes, instead of last week, I was like, what the?
Yeah, I almost forgot again myself.
Yep.
So glad you reminded me.
Yeah. Howard, man.
Kurt, what's up, y'all?
And we doing the thing.
Yes, sir. We got a lot to talk about today. So we try not to keep y'all too long, but
some of us gotta take naps.
I still got to go to work later, so I got to definitely try to get a little rest in. Mm-hmm. But anyway, like I said, episode 237. It's been a pretty good week. How's your week? I'm sorry. See, there you go. 238. My mind is playing tricks on me. Yeah. So how was your week this week?
Well, it's been pretty decent. It's still got like a little bit, still working on the sinus, I guess. I'm not that I'm trying to claim it.
Yeah.
My voice ain't like 100%, but nature been skeeting like a mug out here.
Take this pollen, man.
Yeah, pretty much. But like it's kind of cooling down though. So, but yeah, so with that, and we just celebrated another pagan holiday, and
of course,
yeah, it was a good time with the fam, so we had a good time and enjoyed each other, and that's about it, man. How about you, sir?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a cool week, nothing too special, just doing my thing, working, trying to do a little overtime so I can keep these bills paid, man. It's like nowadays you cannot just work your regular 40 and be good. You got to put in that overtime to really pay these bills. I mean, inflation is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. I was just it's kind of funny because how all these people are working from home and shit.
Right.
Shout out to you, you was on that.
Yeah.
But now these motherfuckers is outsourcing the jobs over there to like the people that we allegedly at war with.
Yep.
And it's like, I just don't get it. Like, you can't let people win. You can't, it's always something. It's like, man, it's gonna be to a point that they keep fucking around. People gonna, I hate to say it, people gonna riot, man.
Yeah, they really are.
It's things like that led to that situation, that young man. The shot on them people in Kentucky. I'm not.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I hate that. The people lost their lives. I hate he lost his life because it seemed like it was a cry for help, and it's just like in this day and age, you can't just fire anybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like now it's just. It's a very, very delicate situation out here. There's, and at one time people were just a paycheck away from being homeless, but now it's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, you be a day out.
I'm telling you, man.
It's
crazy.
You could be gone, man.
Yeah, that's so y'all, do your best, man. Work hard, man. Don't let nobody just fool you into get rich quick schemes and all of that. You ain't gonna really get nowhere unless you put in some work. You know what I mean? Man. So no matter what you do, if it gets you rich, you still gonna have to put in work for it. So
put in the work.
Yeah. But anyway, we got a few, things I want to talk about as far as RIPs. We had a couple of people pass away. There was a young rapper named Egyptian. I'm not familiar with his work, but I guess he was kind of up and coming. he was like 26 or 28, I believe. He got shot in a standoff with police because basically beforehand he shot his family, which I don't understand. We don't know the whole story, but allegedly he shot his mother, his sister, and his brother. And then when the police were contacted about it, of course he went running, and they finally caught up with him, had a standoff, and then I think he did shoot one cop maybe, but just a wound, not killed. But they shot him fatally, so he's no longer with us. So, I hate to hear about another young rapper, you know what I mean, dead like that, man. But it's like, I don't really understand what happened, because they said that right before this happened, he posted a final tweet or Instagram post kind of alluding to the fact that he was going to die. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he was putting stuff in there that didn't sound like, like he was trying to do nothing bad.
And then you said he was saying like, oh, y'all need to do better.
Yeah, like as a people, he was saying we needed to do better and not kill animals and not do this harmful stuff. But then you turn around and you shoot people and you go on the run. So it's like, what was going on? Yeah,
it's still like, again, it kind of goes back to the Kentucky shooting.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of hard to, these messages and stuff. It really is. A lot of it's kind of hard to detect suicide and things like that. I mean, you think about I'm just throwing a name out there, Jason Lee Frank.
Right.
The Green Ranger, the last video he had, I mean, he seemed like he was okay for the most part.
Right.
But evidently things wasn't. I'm saying maybe something came out, he didn't want nothing to come out, and he's like, look, I'm not gonna be able to deal with it. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So, and then like I said, with the Kentucky shooter, he got fired from his job. He might have like a lot of other stuff that he needed to talk about. And now he's just like, look, I gotta, somebody gonna get it.
Yeah.
And the thing of it, what's sad is, you got this stuff with like mental health. And, we don't have, we as men folk, we don't really have any safe places or a haven to really talk to. Or if we do go to like a counselor and stuff, we're seen as weak because it's like, you ain't supposed to cry. You're not supposed to get counseling. You better, it's either Jesus or Jack Daniels. You better take one of those two and drink it.
Exactly.
Either Jesus, Jack Daniels. Yeah. So yeah, man. But it's crazy, man. It's just people just. It's really sad to to have that going on, and condolences to that family.
Yeah, and this young rapper that we were talking about, he's from Virginia, and when he went on a run, he made it down to somewhere here in North Carolina where they finally found him.
Oh.
So yeah, the whole standoff took place somewhere here in North Carolina. I was trying to find that last tweet that he did or Instagram post. Yeah, here it is. So he said, my last request for humanity is that you seriously evaluate the care you have for each other. If this species is to ever evolve, you must stop eating animals, stop warring with each other, and take care of Mother Earth, he typed. And then he said, overthrow this sadistic government and rebuild on a fresh foundation. It's time for me to rest now. So yeah, it was kind of like he was saying his final goodbyes, but it's like, what's going on? You know what I mean? You shoot up your family?
Shoot, I'm about to say, it may not have been their time to rest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's trying to be,
It's just real sad, man, to hear that. Also, we lost an actor I meant to tell you about His name is Michael Lerner. He was, he's been in a lot of stuff, but I mostly remember him from Harlem Nights. Okay. He was the main bad guy, the main like gangster guy, white guy.
The one with the, now put your hand on the piano.
Right, him. Yeah, Mr. Calhoun.
Break your hand. That hand's good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, now with that hand, I want you to go and slit Tommy's throat.
Him, so he passed away. He was 81, so made it to a decent age.
Man, that's actually funny. I mean, not that he passed away, but I went to see the Super Mario Brothers movie, and I actually kind of thought of that character because Bowser in the movie, not to give away any spoilers, Bowser sits in the piano, and they kind of redo that scene.
Oh, wow.
Kinda.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, rest in peace to him. We had a mass shooting in Louisville, where a guy who worked at a bank shot up the bank.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about in Kentucky. Yeah.
So, we had that. Just want to mention all of them at once. But yeah, let's give them a moment of silence just to pay our respects. All right. Thank y'all for doing that with us. Much appreciated. Let me see here. As far as birthdays, I'm gonna have to go through the site real quick because I didn't really, I made a mistake and didn't actually write down all my birthdays or whatever. So give me 1 second. Let me pull that up real quick.
Yeah, while you doing that, I'll just do
I had it a second ago.
Let me do another one.
There we go. I got it now. So let me see if we got any recent birthdays. April 9th, Lil Nas X.
Yeah, that's right. Because yesterday, it's kind of funny.
What's that?
Because that was on Easter, right?
Uh-huh.
Everybody was really celebrating DMX.
Yeah.
You remember he passed away on that day.
Yeah.
So this is what, maybe 2 years now.
Yep, 2 years.
Yeah.
I posted a couple of things on our Facebook for DMX. Y'all should go check that out. Some of his dopest rhymes and freestyles and stuff like that. Let me see who else we got. Redman is coming up on April 17th.
Okay.
My man Q-Tip was on April 10th. Happy birthday to him. The Abstract. Let's see. All right. Don't know who that is. The Brat is on the 14th, so happy birthday to her.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Said that one. Said that one. All right. Don't cancel me for this, but Africa Bambaataa is on the 17th. I mean, we can't just hate the man like we gotta hate the act.
Yeah, we hate that's for the act.
Yeah, for the act.
I don't hate.
But still, happy birthday to him.
Yeah, happy birthday.
But let's see here. We have Bismarck. I already told you about that one on April 8th. Yep. David Banner on the 11th. Shout out, happy birthday to him.
Yep.
Let's see. Fredro Starr coming up on the 18th. Happy birthday to him. DJ Pooh on the 14th. Y'all need to know who DJ Pooh is. That's my mama gave me that chain. That's DJ Pooh right there. You know what I mean? He gonna cry in the car.
Man, if it was y'all, I would have helped y'all. Remember that time you choked me out smoking in the backyard? Oh, that was different.
It was like, yo, that was different.
That was different.
Yeah, he hurried up and changed the tune then. Let me see, we got a couple more. Let me see. All right. Ain't too many coming up here. Grandmaster Kaz on the 17th. Happy birthday to him, the legend himself.
Right,
yes, sir.
All right.
Let's give him a happy
birthday. I kind of did that to make up
the bottom.
Yeah, for the bottom.
And then coming up on April 10th, well, we already passed April 10th, is my man Trick out of Detroit. Happy birthday to him. And let me see if I can find one more. Let's see. Later on. That might be it. Let me see. That's later on in the month. K Solo, him and Redman actually have the same birthday, April 17th.
Right.
So happy birthday to both of them. So we'll go ahead and stop right there. We'll pick up some more next week.
All right, I'm give them a clap.
Yeah.
The K Solo album somewhere. The one with Your Mom's in Your Business.
Oh yeah.
And I forgot that one jam he had, said I didn't do it, the rhythm made me do it or something. I did it to the rhythm or something like that. Like he blamed like the rhythm was killing all these people and stuff. Yeah, that record was dope, man.
That sounds vaguely familiar. I can't really remember that one.
I might have to bring that over one day.
Yeah, we may have to play that one.
Yeah, I might have to bring that over.
But yeah, shout out to K Solo, man. You got a question of the day for us, didn't you?
Question of the day, despite speaking of pedos, with since we booed Africa Bambaataa for the act.
Yeah. We gotta talk about this Dalai Lama situation.
We have the Dalai Lama that asked a boy to do acts that was not appropriate. I'll just put it like that. And really, it's just, to me, it's like now everything's coming to light. All this stuff, all these religious organizations and stuff are, it's not just in the Catholic Church. It's in like these other churches. It's in these other religions, and they use this religion to prey upon people, weak people. So Cardi B, being the woman she is and being outspoken, she came out and spoke against the Dalai Lama and pretty much said that, hey, you gotta make sure, you gotta take care of your kids and you gotta make sure, you got your eyes on them and stuff. Oh, by the way, I think it was like 5 years yesterday, her first album came out.
Okay. Shout out to Cardi.
Yeah, give me
you know what I mean? 5 years. Yes, sir. 5-year anniversary. So that's a pretty big milestone.
You need to make it back.
Yeah. Well, I think she had a second one, didn't she? Or did she not? I think she got 2 albums. I might be wrong, but I think she got 2 albums. But I don't know. She hadn't put out music in a minute though. But I have to admit, I don't really keep up with her albums like that. I do like her music to a degree, but it's not to the point that I would buy it. It's not really a street hip hop that I like. But shout out to Cardi. I do like what she do.
Oh, question of the day: should Cardi B start a new religion?
Should Cardi B start a new religion? I mean, like you said earlier, Kanye West did.
I think Cardi, if you listen to us, and if Quavo listened to us, or he probably stopped listening to us, he was like, fuck these guys.
Right.
But anyway, if y'all listen to us, think about it. I think Cardi B would make a really good priestess. I mean, really.
Hey,
I mean, she's not. I mean, a lot of people like, oh, well, you know, she's up there twerking and all this other stuff, and she say sluts, but no, Cardi's pretty smart.
Yeah,
and
yeah, she's
you know what I'm saying.
Smart.
And that's what I'm saying. Now, the thing is now, y'all men folk, y'all can't be drinking out the damn communion tray she got.
Right.
Don't do that. Don't do that shit. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, don't drink nothing. Don't drink nothing.
I don't.
Don't even get them little cracker joint. Nothing. You ain't gonna be like, look, Cardi, I'm good. I'm with my family.
Right.
I don't need to be passing out. And
right.
Next thing I know, I see some tranny up here trying to. Whoa! I should have said that. I shouldn't have said that.
We're getting canceled.
Yeah, man. They gonna like that. Yeah, so you can't, don't bring that out, church.
But yeah, so anyway, you know, it's interesting, man. I mean, I don't see her ever doing anything like that because I know Cardi, she likes to speak without a filter.
Yeah,
and so she likes to say whatever's on her mind. So her being a religious leader, I don't see that happening. But you know, it would be interesting to see that, you know, start, you know, some sort of crazy spiritual religion.
Well, and the thing too, I was going to say this just to speak on what they were talking about, like, well, who made her, like, who got her in a position to speak on that? She has a child.
Yeah.
And I can, you know what I'm saying? I don't have kids, but I can only imagine, I mean, especially the child's an extension of you, and you're trying to protect their innocence.
Right.
If some man come up here and talk about, yeah, sit on my lap, and you come over here and do an inappropriate acts, yeah, I'll be pretty upset about that shit. But like,
from what I heard, the Dalai Lama tried to apologize for what he did. I don't know. I didn't read the story, but I heard it.
You can't. I mean, yeah, you apologize, but at the same time, it's like you pretty much caught now because like he. Obviously, saying a statement like that, he wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
Obviously. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, oh, you know, obviously he's been doing that. And a lot of these religions and stuff, like they got these crazy, you know, just like with the Catholics. Like, oh, you know, y'all can't marry, y'all can't have, you know, y'all can't have sex and things like that. So now they pent up and they see all these little boys and stuff. So now they trying to do stuff, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. And then with the, you know, with that culture, you know what I'm saying? It kind of took me aback because, you know, you don't really hear too much about the East like that.
Right.
You really don't. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't think of it, especially in those Asian countries, you know what I'm saying? But evidently that goes on.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, I don't know if y'all know exactly what he asked his little boy to do, you know what I mean? But it was kind of you know, for this climate that we live in, it was very cringy, you know what I mean? You know, and I don't even know if I want to say it, you know, I don't know. What do you think? Should we even mention what he asked? Okay, I'll leave it alone.
Hell.
But Cardi B basically said, you know, she spoke out about it, and a lot of people, you know, were saying that she didn't seem like she would fit the role of somebody who should be talking about that. But like you said, she's a mother, you know what I mean? Yeah. So if your child goes up to meet somebody like that, you get, he or she gets asked a question like that, that's sometimes the child may not know how to react. You know what I mean? From what I understand, this kid said no. If I read it right, this kid did say no.
Hell, I was saying no.
Right. Shit. But some kids may be like, oh, all right, I guess I'm supposed to do it. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I don't blame her for looking out like that. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want my, it's like now you feel like, should I even let my kid go to some place and meet some figurative person like that, you know, and wonder what they're going to ask them. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at her. Now, she did speak about, you know, how everybody pointing the finger about her drugging those men back in the day and stuff like that. And she pointed out, she was like, look, honestly, you have to understand these men were in full intent to take advantage of women like me. You know, they were trying to take advantage of me, and basically I just flipped it on them and took advantage of them. I didn't do anything sexual to them. I just made sure that they were incapable of stopping me from going in them pockets and taking whatever money I wanted. So she's not condoning what she did. She's just kind of giving you her
facts.
You know, she's like, look, they were approaching me. A lot of girls in these strip clubs get raped and abused and assaulted. And she was like, basically, these guys was trying to pay money to have private time, but I wasn't with that. So, you know, I would just make sure they was knocked out, and then I would just take what I wanted and split. So, you know, I get where she's coming from. You know what I mean? I don't condone it, nor does she, but I get what she's saying. Yeah. You know, you trying to get the drop on me, but I'm about to get the drop on you instead. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And just to let you know, if she ever starts a church, not drink nothing. Damn cup.
Don't drink the communion wine.
Don't eat the crackers. Don't eat nothing. Just bless your car.
Right.
That's it.
So anyway, but yeah, I ain't too mad at Cardi.
Oh no. She in her right to say what she, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, I just want to say too, you know, before we move on, you know, then we'll move on. But it's just like, shout out to Pharaoh said that, but he made a good point. A lot of these institutions are set up for predators, just like the African Bambaataa situation with him. You know, they use a vehicle that brings and draws and captivates people, like a religion, like partying, like, you know, that especially like young people, innocent people that can be easily preyed. So now they got the vehicle, they got the care, you know, they have the the bravado, the charismatic, you know, way of how to, you know, to lure children or lure whoever they want. And when they do that, then they prey upon them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I mean,
yep.
It's really sad.
Y'all let us know in the comments what y'all think, you know what I mean, you know, how you feel about the situation with the Dalai Lama and how you feel about what Cardi did and all of that, you know what I mean? Do you feel like, you know, you should cancel her? You know, are you canceling the Dalai Lama? You know what I mean? You know, have you lost respect for either one of them? You know, all of that. So anyway, and don't forget, hit the buttons, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. Brothers and sisters, you need funds. Allocate. So we can drink on the job.
I don't know about you.
That's good old fashioned lemonade.
What happened? You know that's some Jack Daniels.
I see me start to rock back and forth. You know what I'm really doing.
Yeah, I'm not much of a drinker, man. I don't remember the last time.
I don't drink at all. I haven't drunk since the 90s.
See, damn, that's a long time. Matter of fact, let's clap that up.
Yeah,
clap that up.
Even at that time, I wasn't a drinker. It was more so if my friends were partying and I felt like I wanted to be inclusive, I would say, all right, you know, give me a glass of gin and juice or something like that. And I realized, you know, it wasn't for me. I was just doing it to be with them. And so I was like, yeah, fuck that. I'm good.
Okay.
So,
I can honestly say I didn't drink in the 90s. But when I got to the 2000s,
different story.
Yeah, shit changed. But I mean, I wasn't, again, I mean, everybody had like a little college day or their young time or whatnot, but I still wasn't like a heavy drinker, like getting slosh like that. Then like, I think even when I started to get, you know, older, every now and then I might get a beer or I might get like the Red Apple Reds and stuff because they're like light, you know, it's like they 5% alcohol. Yeah. So you drink 2 of those, you're good. You know, you can sit down. 5%. Yeah, 5%. What's the day mathematics, God? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Today's mathematics is Jack Daniels.
Jack Daniels. Oh, did you see the whole thing? Did I share that with you? The whole thing about my man, how he was talking like really like, yo, so the day's mathematics.
Yeah.
It's like if you break down the square hypotenuse or triangle.
He sounded like that fool too. I was dead, yo. I was dead on that one, yo. That was funny as hell. He sounded just like the Wu-Tang Saga. He sounded more like the dude from the Wu-Tang Saga than actual rhythm.
Yeah.
But it was funny because he had the voice down to a T. But yeah, so as far as music, I only got a couple of new songs I heard about. My man Lloyd Banks got a new joint featuring Meth called 101 Razors. And that's pretty dope. And then Lil Wayne, I saw he released a new song called Can't Nobody, which is dope. He's got a DMX sample in there. It's dope, man. Okay. He's just rapping his ass off. So
that's what's up, man.
So yeah, man. Shout out to Wayne for staying strong with his music, and Lloyd Banks for coming back and blessing us with some music because remember he said he was gonna retire. So we was all like, what the hell? And then he came back, so I'm glad he did. And Meth killed the joint too, I think Meth might have stole that song. And then don't forget, we got the Ghostface, Raekwon, Pete Rock album. We're waiting on that to drop, I'm excited about that one. But we can go ahead and move on to some topics. Young M.A. had a health situation recently, man. She had been hospitalized. She didn't really give any details from what I read. I just read something right before. But she recently gave an update saying that she was doing better and that she was going to try to be more transparent about what was going on. But just to let us know that she was doing better. What have you heard about the situation?
Pretty much the same. It looks like to me, just by looking at her, that maybe, like that, like drinking and partying kind of got up with her.
She did kind of mention that. Yeah. From what I read, she said, she didn't say specifically, but she was like, it's just all the bad choices I made along the way are catching up to me. So I attributed that to drinking and maybe smoking a little bit or whatever.
Yeah, because I hope she pulls through and that, she'd be able to, get her audience and, captivate them. Because, young and made nice.
Yeah, man. She's dope with the lyrics, man.
And so I hope that, she'll be able to bounce back and, get to doing what she's doing.
So our thoughts are with her. Hopefully she'll keep progressing and getting better. I'm glad to hear that she's doing somewhat better. So let's move on. My man, the legendary comedian, Martin Lawrence is getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Clap that up, man. I have to admit, I would have assumed that he already had one. Because, he's been in the game so long and he's so legendary that it's like, why is he just getting one now? Didn't we find out that Sesame Street characters had one? Remember when we was reading about that before?
I'm talking about
DJ Khaled was getting one.
Yeah, DJ Khaled was
getting one. We was like, dang,
fucking Emma.
Right. I think Bert and Ernie or Big Bird got one. Dang. So it was like, what the fuck? And so y'all just now getting to Martin Lawrence and somebody like a Sesame Street character got one. I mean, not that these characters aren't legendary because they have been helping kids be entertained for years and years. But I'm just saying, they're not real. This is a real person who put in real work, and he should have had one. So his the day of his ceremony is 4/20. The annual Smokers Day. So but I'm happy for him. Congratulations to Martin Lawrence. He's brought us so much joy and comedy over the years, man. I'm just happy that he's getting recognized finally. So, do you want to say anything else about that?
No, I think that's about it.
So let's move on. Your boy, Lil Uzi Vert, got a new tattoo. Kind of comes off a little more demonic. He's got an inverted cross on his tongue. I don't know what to think of him, man. I mean, everybody's saying that he's pretty much a Satanist and demonic. I've never heard him specifically say that, but I mean, he does kind of come off that way. You know, and I think the jewel tattoo he had, didn't that shit come off?
Oh, don't give me one.
I think it got ripped off or something, like, you know, by accident.
Damn.
And I think he decided not to put it back. But he does come off a little on the satanic side. I don't know, man. Y'all tell me. If we need to know, let us know. They say that his name, Lil Uzi Vert, is code for Lucifer.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's like, you know, it might be a little something there. You know, I don't know.
Well, my thing of it is, it's like, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say that these artists may or may not be conscious of what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and say that. But the record labels and stuff, they the one that okay this stuff, this behavior.
Right.
So they got to take responsibility for that. But now at the same time, no one put a gun to his head and said, hey, do this inverted cross in your tongue.
Right.
So
first of all, I don't even like tattoos like that. For one, you know, but to get something burned and inked onto your tongue, that had to hurt.
yeah.
I mean, my God. I mean, for one, I don't know why you would want that unless you're into some kind of weird shit. But, you know, if he is, to each his own, you know, that's his business. Won't be me though. And nobody I know does that, you know. At least not that I know of.
Nope. Hey, yo,
I'm just making sure.
son, look at my mouth and shit. Oh, yo, look at my man Jim, son.
That nigga got
Look at my man Jim, son.
We're gonna find out one day, you know, how we got something tattooed on in the cheek or something.
Look, man. If I won't have tattoos, it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, on the hell no, I ain't gonna have no damn tattoo.
Right.
Like have like the damn, I can't get a job, so I might as well be a rapper ass look. And then the top on that, talking about some I'm gonna put this shit on my tongue.
Yeah, exactly, man.
That shit crazy.
It is, man. I can't fool with it, man.
I just wonder if he tasted like black dye. I know he probably had to taste black dye, the dye.
Exactly.
For a couple of days.
As a tattoo artist, I wouldn't even feel right doing that. I'm not putting this ink on your tongue, bro. I'm not doing that.
Messing up my gun.
Oh, I'll give you $1 million. All right, let me get my pen. Hold your tongue out, nigga.
Where you want it?
Right.
Balls.
Right. But yeah, I mean, you know, if he doing questionable tattoos like that, ain't no telling where else he got tattoos at. You know what I mean? But anyway, we can move on. Just, you know, that's kind of crazy to me. So I don't really. I considered getting a tattoo when I was younger, but once I became Muslim, I, you know, backed off against that because we don't do that. You know what I mean? Islam, we don't believe in, you know, putting ink on your body like that is permanent.
Really, you're not supposed to do it in the
Christianity.
Neither.
Yeah, the Bible say that too. Don't do it.
You're really not supposed to do that because you know, you're inviting. They believe that you're inviting demons.
Yeah,
when you do that, because matter of fact, I think like the Africans, they even like the Africans were telling someone, I can't remember. I mean, I do remember, but this guy that I was watching is like, yeah, man, like it was like, yeah, you know, that's Americans are crazy that they shouldn't do that because that's what you're doing. You're inviting demons.
Yeah,
because you're marking yourself. So like marking is like a cut.
Right.
So like cutting is like blood.
Right.
They transfer through blood.
Yeah.
That's how I think that's how they explain it.
Yep. But it's in the Bible. Y'all need to check it out for y'all Bible followers. It's in there. It said don't tattoo yourself.
Yeah. What's
up?
I mean, KY over here.
What up?
Appreciate you. Appreciate you, sir.
So yeah, we can move on. You know what I mean? I don't want to talk too much about that, but they got a new documentary coming out about Freaknik.
Oh,
yeah. That's gonna be funny.
You better make sure that your mama and your auntie wasn't in there.
Exactly.
Working that ass, shaking that ass.
Yeah. Because it's some questionable acts that went on in Freaknik. Now this documentary is specifically going to focus on the year of 1994. And I mean, I've already seen some still shots where, it's like, y'all was wilding like that. 94 was a good year. But my God, I'm glad I never went because ain't no telling, boy. You can come back with some kind of disease or something, man.
Well, I was 14. Okay. No,
I was 11. Yeah,
I was 11 in 94.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had no business.
Yeah, you would have went.
Yeah, I would.
I don't remember what year it stopped, but it wasn't too far.
When
After
like
that.
90.
It was somewhere in the late.
I mean, looking back at it now,
yeah,
because I think I did hear about it in the news, and it's like my thing of it is now. Just to be fair, you had like Woodstock, you have all these other music festivals. There's all types of shit that goes on with these festivals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether they be, you know what I'm saying? But it's just funny, like, we as black people aren't allowed to do, it makes it seem like we're not allowed to do the same thing or have that type of expression.
Yeah.
But when they do it, it's okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not to sound like a broken record, but I mean, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because I mean, it was wilding out at Woodstock. Trust me on that one.
Man.
All kinds of drugs being done in that.
There's some people don't even know who they damn daddy is.
Right. There's people who don't even remember that shit because they were so high. You know what I mean? Because But I'm gonna check it out. The little Freaknik documentary. I'm pretty sure none of my immediate friends are on there, but I might see some of my high school cohorts. Be like, oh shit, that's an old girl. I'm gonna check it out just to see if there's anybody I know. But it's funny.
You might want to get, get some of the joints ready. Get stroke hand on.
Man, I'm telling you. But it's gonna be funny, man. There's already been one person I saw a post about where they was like, I think they showed a picture from Freaknik, and it was a lady who was bent over in front of a car. The door was open and she was bent over inside where her butt was sticking out of the car. And the dude, she had no bottom on. The dude was just holding her cheeks open, just letting you see it. Like, yeah, see this, the whole package, And then the lady posted a response under that and said, "That's my mom. Please take that down." I was like, oh shit. I was like, first of all, how you know that's your mother? All we seeing is her butt.
And second of all, how you identifying your moms and like the damn like she was in a lineup and they just had a lineup of ass. Right. Oh, wait a minute, spread it a little bit. Right. Yeah, that's my mom right there.
Lift your sock and spread your cheeks. I recognize that ass anyway.
That's right there.
So yeah, that's kind of funny. I hope that was a fake response. Yeah. But yeah, so I can see a lot of that coming out. A lot of people like, oh snap, that was me. You know what I mean? So yeah. But it wasn't me because I ain't never went to one. I always wanted to, but I never actually done it. Mm-hmm. So anyway, let's talk about Choke No Joke real quick. This whole R. Kelly situation, there's been some recent text message transcripts that have come out. Now, basically, these are text messages from Azriel Clary, who was one of his quote-unquote survivors or victims or whatever. And it was text messages between her and her mother back when she was still like a high school kid and had just met R. Kelly. And basically, in these texts, her mother sounds more like she's pimping her out, to be famous. Because she knows that the daughter, Azriel, wants to sing. And so, the text messages kind of show that basically the mother was in contact with R. Kelly first. And from what I understand, the mother was pretending to be the daughter. And then the daughter eventually gets into texting R. Kelly. And the mother is telling her stuff like, make sure you dress a certain way so you can seduce him. And then it was like, a picture that she sent to her mother where she was wearing a certain outfit, and her mother was like, "What are you doing? Why would you wear that? You look like you're trying to be grown. You need to look more younger because that's what he likes." So yeah, it was a whole lot of damning, incriminating evidence. Yeah. Now, there are some people who have read these texts, and based on what they're seeing, some people are saying they think these are fabricated. Like R. Kelly just got, he helped her make up these texts so that it would take off the pressure off of him. I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not saying I know one way or another, but it seems more to me when I hear all the texts, because Choke was reading them, one by one. Based on what was going on in these texts, it don't sound like nothing you could just make up and just say, let's make it seem like, this is what's happening. But it was some really incriminating evidence. And so a lot of people are really upset because they're like, R. Kelly is getting 30 years over this, and if this is the case, most of these parents were probably doing the same thing.
Well, I will say this. R. Kelly deserved to be in there.
He does.
I'm gonna say
there's stuff that happened, like him and Aaliyah. I mean, Choke was saying that, there's no proof that he ever married Aaliyah.
Mm-hmm.
No, there's no marriage license officially on file, but there is proof that he had a marriage ceremony. Nobody would allow them to get married legally because of obviously her age. But, I have seen interviews with people who were like, yeah, I was rolling with them. I was there at the ceremony. They did a ceremony. Trust me on that. One of the guys who said he was there is the girl from Escape's husband, Latasha Scott. Her husband is one of the main people. He said he was part of Rockland, which was R. Kelly's thing back in the day, like his management or distribution or some shit like that, record label. And so he was like, yeah, I was on Rockland. And so he was like, I was like right there with R. Kelly almost every day. Mm-hmm. We were like side by side all the time. So he was like, I was there when they did the ceremony. They did do a ceremony. So obviously R. Kelly did something. And plus there's a video of him, urinating on that one young girl.
Yeah.
So, the two of those are enough to say, yeah, he did some stuff. But, obviously people. Well, shit, my daughter wants to be famous, so maybe we can jump in this. And since he liked young girls, because there's proof that she was 17 when she met R. Kelly. And she was, from what the text messages say, it sounded like she was having sex with him and everything. So, I don't know, man. I mean, 17 is not the worst, but it's still legally underage. You still have not really developed your full brain. You still don't have the wisdom of a full-fledged adult. You know some stuff, but you don't know shit yet. You know what I mean? So obviously a young girl like that is gonna do whatever she can to be famous. You know what I mean?
But yeah, that's the thing. It's like these parents, they should be thrown in jail, right? Locked away. Because I mean, you're coaching, you grooming them to come in there and actually do this stuff. It's like it just, right? I mean, that's sick.
It really is. It really is. And I mean, I think R. Kelly does deserve some time, but maybe not to the extent that he got. You know what I mean? Maybe a lot of this is not necessarily his fault. But y'all need to go check it out, man. Go to Choke No Jokes page. He's done 2 videos, 2 or 3 actually. I think he did 3. One where he kind of went through the whole receipts. Not the receipts, receipts, but text messages. And I think that video was like 2.5 hours.
Dang.
And then another video where he kind of came back and read some more text. And he also had some ladies on the channel live with him so that they could weigh in on how they felt on the female perspective. And then he also had a video where he interviewed the girl's father, Azriel's father. And, he didn't hold back. He was like, why the fuck was your daughter dealing with this dude? And, from what I could tell, man, the father was just, he was making it seem like, like it's a young girl, I couldn't stop her, blah, blah, blah. She was there, but, this and that. It happened the way it happened, but I couldn't stop her. And so, he was like, we did sign off for her to go live with R. Kelly and stuff like that. He said that we thought she was going to be living in separate quarters, and it wasn't going to be nothing like that. So, he did say that they signed off because she was underage, so they had to sign paperwork saying it's okay for her to go be under his care. So yeah, it's terrible, man. If these text messages are valid, then this mother is disgusting, and I'm willing to bet the father knew too, to some degree. Maybe not all of it, but if y'all listen to some of these texts, she was really telling her daughter to do stuff like sit on his lap, because the daughter wanted to be a singer, which she's not a bad singer. I've heard her sing.
Yeah.
She would say stuff like, has he given you a chance to perform your song in front of him? If he does, make sure you do stuff like walk up to him and stroke his face, sit on his lap, try to seduce him while you're singing the song. You know what I mean? Little shit like that. It's like, come on, man, what are you doing? This is your daughter.
And then you wonder why we are math and science fell the fuck off because of shit like this.
Right, exactly. So, like I said, I'm not saying that these texts are absolutely 100% true, but if you listen to them, they sound more credible to me than the other theory about them that R. Kelly and an old girl just fabricated this whole thing to take the pressure off of him. I don't see it like that. The way these texts sound, I'm leaning more towards these are valid texts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I encourage y'all to, listen for yourself and formulate your own opinion. But it's disgusting, man. If you hear some of the stuff, they talked about sex and everything. She was talking to her like she was her friend, not her daughter. You know what I mean? She's talking to her like, girl, you make sure you do your thing and do this to him and that kind of talk. That's not some shit you say to your daughter. You know what I mean? So I can't fuck with it, man. But y'all let us know in the comments what y'all think. Please don't forget, hit the buttons, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, like, share, subscribe. 3, 4, I don't know, whatever. Look like I'm throwing up gang signs and shit. But
I want to be here because we don't want to smoke.
Right. We don't want to get down like that. But yeah, man. Do you want to say anything else about that before we move on?
I think that
that's pretty much it. But T.I. and Boosie kind of ran into each other at the airport. Y'all know they had a little friction because T.I. kind of admitted to snitching on somebody. I think it was a cousin of his, and said that the cousin who's passed on now, from the afterlife, gave him permission to do that.
Yes,
Put it on me, dog. I'm already dead. It's okay. And so T.I. said he took advantage of that and ratted him out. But Boosie said, when he heard that, he was like, yo, him and T.I. was actually working on an album together, and I think they had just finished it up.
Mm-hmm.
But Boosie and them are now like, nah, we're not putting this album out. I'm not gonna be on no record with no dude who is an admitted snitch. Now, it's funny because T.I. keeps saying, I can show you receipts and prove my innocence and all of that, but you did admit that you did it. So it's like, what receipts are you going to give us? You know what I mean? Are you going to show us that you didn't go to jail for it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I didn't go to jail. Expedition.
Right. Exactly. So I don't know, man, but T.I. been in the hot seat about that, man. Because he had done the Crime Stoppers commercial with the 800 number and all of that. So it's like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. But anyway, they supposedly ran into each other in the airport and had to talk about it. It seems like they basically deaded the issue as far as we're not going to be beefing about it. But I don't think they deaded it as far as we're friends and we can hug it out. I don't think that happened. I think they just had a long conversation and agreed to disagree. Like, we're not going to agree with this, but at least we're not enemies. I'm not going to try to fight you or shoot you when I see you in the street. You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Yeah.
So I think they're basically like, we'll leave it at that. So, I mean, the album might have been kind of dope, man. You know what I mean? I've never been a big fan of each one of them, but
I mean, just to have that collab,
just to see that the both of them were still trying to make music.
Atlanta knew all that,
right? So yeah, but they supposedly squashed it to a degree.
Yeah.
Anyway, you want to say anything about that before I move on?
I think that's it.
All right, so we can talk real quick about the Wu-Tang saga. They did their final episode. What did you think about the episode?
Man, it was great. I think it captured the magic of what the series was about when they first got together. Yeah. Even though, and I will say this, even when they went number one, this is me personally, I like Wu Forever. Mm-hmm. But 36 Chambers is definitely a better album.
Oh yeah.
You can tell. I mean, you can tell that the clan was closer,
right,
on 36 Chambers,
than
it was on Wu-Tang Forever. Not that it was bad,
right?
Not that it was bad, because it was good, and they kind of depict that,
in the show.
Because in the show, like when they started celebrating, and then it was just like, you know. It felt like it was almost like a pirate victory because, like, we did this, and then now, like, one dude's celebrating over here, one dude's over here, they just coming in, like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn Dipset doing like a verse or some shit. Right. They just coming in like one at a time. Like,
they was definitely a little disjointed by the time they got to the Wu-Tang Forever album. I mean, which, like you said, it was a great album. Double album, you know what I mean? Yeah. I actually had a copy of it. I had a CD of that one. But I wouldn't mind going back and getting that on vinyl or something like that. You know what I mean?
But I got 36 Chambers on vinyl.
You do? Okay. I had 36 Chambers on cassette, but all of my cassettes and CDs, for the most part, they're lost. I think I might have one or two around in a box somewhere, but yeah, I had a good collection of CDs and tapes. Yeah. And I lost a lot of my vinyls too. So now I'm trying to rebuild my vinyl collection.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great episode, man. I mean, like you said, it really captured the true essence of what was going on at the time. And, you know, there was a lot of issues they were having, like Old Dirty not showing up for the show. And he was like, I've been following the tour for 3 days. And it was like,
this nigga was
following the tour. Nigga, you supposed to be up here on the stage with us. He's like, nah, we was in the audience, like, yeah. And it's like, imagine you're a fan and you in the audience and you look over at Old Dirty Bastard, like right there. You're like, what the fuck, nigga? Get up on stage. And you're like, nah, nigga, I'm enjoying this.
Shoot, man, they was actually kind of funny because I remember that one time ODB, I think he was supposed to do some stuff. Everybody was waiting for him. Mm-hmm. And he got too high to perform. It was like people were pissed about that shit.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, I'm too fucked up. It's like, that was like,
man. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Old Dirty was a character, man. I miss that dude, man. He brought a lot of the energy for the Wu-Tang, man. You know, he was on some other shit, but he brought a lot of energy to them. And, you know, his first album was always my favorite. You know, I think that's his best album. The Return to the 30s. Yeah, Shimmy, Shimmy, Y'all, and all that.
Yeah. Take it away.
Yep, that was my favorite album. I had that on cassette with the food stamp card on the cover, the welfare card or whatever. Yeah, the welfare card, not the food stamp card.
I think Roxanne Shante was actually talking about like her kids at the time. They were getting some albums, and they happened to pick up ODB, and it had like this food stamp card. She said, "Yeah, get that one. If they doing that, I mean, it's some real shit on there.
Right.
Get that one."
Yeah, Old Dirty was as real as it gets right there, man. But yeah, it was a great episode. You know, I love what they did. And at the end, you know, it showed like the whole cast, you know, just kind of lip syncing along with the Triumph song, which was dope. And then, I mean, during the episode, they did like the concerts, and they had that conflict where they were trying to cancel them. They were doing the tour with Rage Against the Machine, which if Wu-Tang really knew how dope Rage was at the time, I think they would have really appreciated that. But because they weren't really familiar, that's why Raekwon was like, who the fuck is these? You know, they rock and roll. That's not our fans. These are white people. But I mean, they was dope. Rage Against the Machine was pretty dope. You know, so if they really knew, I think they would have appreciated, because Rage has a hip hop. But you know, and speaking of the Wu-Tang, you know, because of that, y'all, you know, I had to do a lyrical breakdown for Wu Wednesday. You know what I mean, for my man's Inspector Deck, for his legendary verse on Triumph. You know, the whole I bomb atomically. You know, I mean, that really just encapsulates, you know, the spirit of lyricism, the spirit of the Wu-Tang, everything, man. You know, he just paints such a dope picture with that. And so, you know, y'all should go check that out as well. So, yeah. But anyway, you want to say anything else before we wrap it up?
Yeah, man, just, you know, yo, if you haven't had a chance to see that series, I mean, that was the last episode. Oh, and I don't know, they had like other stuff that they shared. They actually did like the filming. They actually showed like, I think I shared that with you. They had all the filming and all that stuff, the actual characters from the Wu, you know, actually singing and doing like, I guess, a rough rehearsal or whatnot.
Yeah,
it was cool to see.
Yep,
it was cool to see.
Yeah, some behind the scenes footage, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was dope, man. I mean, it just really, and it was like, I thought, you know, a lot of times you get a good show like that, and as it goes on season to season, maybe it gets a little stale or dwindles off. I mean, this actually got better.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. That's, even if you're not a Wu-Tang fan, you should see it.
Yeah.
Because it does get better over time.
Yep. And I mean, it's good, even if you are not familiar with the Wu-Tang, just as a good drama series, because it really encapsulates all of what was going on in New York and all the shit they went through. And yeah, it's really good, man. So I implore anybody to go see that, man. It's worth your time. They had 3 strong seasons, and they ended it off on a right note. So yeah. So I'm proud of RZA and the Wu and Meth and all of them who were behind it. You know what I mean? So yeah. But anyway, I guess we can go ahead and wrap up the show, man.
We gotta get the Chinese food.
Yeah, we're gonna go run and get something to eat. Thank y'all again for checking us out. You know what I mean? It's you know, a pleasure always doing the show. And we will see y'all next week for another show. You know what I mean? This has been episode 238. I was gonna test you like, does he remember now?
I remember.
All right, for Triad Hip Hop Podcast, it's your man Kurt, and this is
Howie.
We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
Wu-Tang, killer bees
In the swarm.
Rain on your collar, disco dawn.
Not bad.